Hey everybody, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by the OddEven, titled Darkness, album number 2 of the side project of Chris Foles, who is the lead singer for Floor. So, despite him being a flawed person in a way, just some of the stuff I've seen from this guy, I kind of lost a little bit of respect, not gonna lie, but I didn't let that diminish what I thought of this, because there's definitely some good ideas within this that I actually prefer to Modern Floor. Modern Floor is a band I think around that point Floor's just diminished and lost the creativity and just the unique aspect of what made them the band they were at the time. I wouldn't really say they were creative, to be honest, because around then they just kind of sound like your average new metal, but it was something still that I quite liked in a way, even if it wasn't the most unique thing in the new metal scene. But when it comes to the OddEven, it's kind of like a little refresher from the weak era of Floor to which being like the modern era. You just lose that entirely and kind of go for this more older aesthetic, so it kind of feels like a nice revisit to some of the classic sounds they could have brought in. Kind of feels like a nice wine, but the problem I have with this record is that the wine's just is half empty. There's not as much to it. I feel like there's elements that works in this album when it comes to this sort of aesthetic. There's a little bit more of a space theme with it, and I guess a country theme if we're talking about Wild West, but the space theme in tracks like Symphony, Stardust, Shadow, and there's even the interlude called Take Me to Your Leader, which is kind of interesting and just feels very random. But what can I say? I think there's some cool ideas, but as a whole I feel like the gimmicks they want to use for this doesn't really make the music feel unique or refreshing. It just kind of feels like kind of reminds me of Floor in a bit, just with less of that, oh yeah, let's go for the 90s new metal aesthetic. It just kind of feels like it goes for the 90s hard rock and puts in some kind of space feel to it, but gives it a more redefined sound that it's fine. But I feel once you get past the first couple of songs, you've pretty much heard what the album has to offer. It kind of falls apart a little bit after that. It's not a bad album, but if I were to revisit this album, it'd probably be once in a blue moon, if not even rarer than that, because I feel once you've heard a few songs, there's not really anything to go else into, and even some of Floor's stuff is a lot more engaging and has a lot more of that replay value. I just feel like I went into this, it's 30 minutes, it's not a huge long album, so it's not too much of just alright average stuff, but at the same time it's just not really a listen I can go for entirely after the first one, or the second one for that matter, because I've listened to it twice. But I mean, with tracks like Darkness and Another Nail, I do like the energy these ones have. I think these are some of the strongest tracks, and so the Symphony isn't a bad start, if I'm being honest. This one did kind of pull me in a bit, but it was kind of a rocky road from there. It's not bad, but honestly I can't really vibe with this one as much as I want to. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's roughly in the middle. So hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.